Imagine palaces so vast they require their own zip codes. Picture yacht collections that rival entire naval fleets. Envision car garages that house more vehicles than most dealerships. This is the reality for the world's wealthiest Arab monarchs, individuals whose spending habits redefine the very concept of luxury itself. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on a world most people will never witness. A realm where billion-dollar transactions happen as casually as ordering coffee, where private islands serve as weekend getaways, and where the word impossible simply doesn't exist in the vocabulary. These aren't just wealthy individuals, they're architects of empires built on oil, vision, and centuries of accumulated power. Number 10. The automotive obsession. Let's begin our journey with an obsession that unites many of these monarchs: automobiles. But we're not talking about ordinary car collections. These are fleets that would make automotive museums jealous. Some royals commission custom paint jobs that cost more than average homes. Others import limited edition vehicles before they're even available to the general public. One particular prince became legendary for his approach to car ownership. Rather than simply purchasing expensive vehicles, he transformed them into rolling art installations. His collection featured coordination most people apply to their wardrobe. Every vehicle matching a specific aesthetic vision that announced his arrival before he even stepped out of the car. Number 9. Architectural magnificence. Moving from wheels to walls, let's explore the palatial residences that these monarchs call home. When ordinary billionaires build mansions, Arab kings construct entire compounds that function as self-contained cities. These aren't homes. They're statements carved in marble, gold, and ambition. One particularly impressive royal residence features over 300 rooms, each appointed with materials sourced from across the globe. Italian craftsmen spent years installing marble. French designers created custom furniture. The finishing touches alone consumed budgets that exceed what most countries spend on infrastructure. This isn't construction, it's the creation of a legacy in physical form. Number 8. Private kingdoms. But why stop at a single palace when you can create entire private kingdoms? Some monarchs have taken luxury to its logical extreme by developing massive compounds that include everything one could possibly need. We're talking about properties spanning millions of square meters, featuring private zoos housing exotic animals, stables for champion Arabian horses, and entertainment facilities that rival theme parks. These personal kingdoms represent more than wealth. They're expressions of power that harken back to ancient empires while incorporating cutting-edge modern technology. Imagine having your own wildlife preserve, concert venues, sports facilities, and luxury accommodations all within your property boundaries. For these monarchs, such amenities aren't extravagances. They're necessities of their station. Number 7. Ruling the skies. When it's time to travel, these rulers don't board commercial flights. They command fleets of private aircraft that have been transformed into flying palaces. We're not talking about standard executive jets. These are wide-body commercial aircraft completely gutted and rebuilt to serve as airborne command centers. Picture a Boeing 747 with a golden throne room at its center, conference suites with holographic displays, private bedrooms rivaling five-star hotel suites, marble bathrooms with gold fixtures, gourmet kitchens staffed by world-class chefs. Some aircraft even feature prayer rooms with computerized systems that automatically orient toward Mecca regardless of the plane's heading. Number 6. Dominating the seas. If their aircraft rule the skies, their yachts command the oceans. These aren't recreational boats, they're floating cities equipped with every conceivable luxury. Some feature helicopter pads, submarine garages, and onboard hospitals. Others include concert halls, movie theaters, and nightclubs that would be at home in any major city. One particular royal yacht spans nearly 300 feet and requires a crew of over 50 people to operate. It features armor plating, advanced security systems, and secret meeting rooms designed for conducting sensitive diplomatic negotiations in complete privacy. The vessel serves as both luxury retreat and mobile diplomatic platform, a testament to how these monarchs blend pleasure with power. Number 5. Automotive excellence. Let's return to ground transportation, because the automotive passion of these monarchs deserves deeper exploration. Their collections don't just include expensive cars, they feature vehicles that push the boundaries of automotive engineering. Custom Rolls-Royces with armor plating, Mercedes Maybach limousines with biometric security systems, Bentleys with interiors trimmed in exotic materials that took craftsmen months to install. Some collections focus on rarity, acquiring vehicles that exist in extremely limited numbers. Others emphasize customization, commissioning automakers to create one-of-a-kind designs that will never be replicated. The total value of these fleets can easily exceed hundreds of millions of dollars, representing investments that appreciate over time while providing unmatched prestige. Number 4. Global real estate empires. Beyond their primary palaces, these monarchs maintain extensive real estate portfolios spanning the globe. London penthouses, Parisian chateaux, New York skyscrapers, Los Angeles estates. These properties serve multiple purposes: vacation homes, investment assets, and strategic footholds in the world's major capitals. The combined value of these international holdings often exceeds billions of dollars. But these aren't passive investments. Each property is maintained to the highest standards, staffed year-round, and ready to receive its royal owners at a moment's notice. Some maintain full security details even when empty, ensuring absolute safety whenever the monarch decides to visit. Number 3. The vision builders. Some monarchs look beyond personal luxury to reshape entire nations. They commission futuristic mega-projects that transform deserts into technological wonderlands, artificial islands, smart cities powered entirely by renewable energy, skyscrapers that incorporate revolutionary architectural concepts, linear cities stretching hundreds of kilometers. These projects represent more than vanity. They're strategic investments in their nation's futures. By diversifying economies beyond oil, building tourism infrastructure, and establishing themselves as global business hubs, these monarchs are securing prosperity for generations to come. The budgets dwarf most countries' annual GDP, but the potential returns justify the massive expenditures. Number 2. Artistic treasures. Beyond physical assets, many monarchs invest heavily in art and cultural treasures. They acquire masterpieces at record-breaking auctions, sometimes paying hundreds of millions for a single painting. These aren't mere decorations. They're strategic acquisitions that enhance their nation's cultural prestige while serving as inflation-proof investments. Some establish world-class museums to house their collections, making culture accessible while cementing their legacy as patrons of the arts. Others maintain private galleries that only the most privileged guests ever witness. Either way, these collections represent billions in value while elevating their owners' status as sophisticated connoisseurs rather than merely wealthy individuals. Number 1. The ultimate monarch. At the pinnacle of this exclusive hierarchy sits a monarch whose wealth and lifestyle exceed even his peers' extravagant standards. His primary palace alone contains nearly 2,000 rooms, making it the largest residential palace on Earth. The property includes dedicated mosques, multiple swimming pools, banquet halls capable of hosting thousands, and amenities most people couldn't imagine in their wildest dreams. But the palace is merely the beginning. His vehicle collection numbers in the thousands, not hundreds, but thousands, of cars worth billions collectively. Rare Ferraris, vintage Rolls-Royces, limited edition Bugattis, experimental prototypes that never reached production. A world apart. So what have we learned about the world's richest Arab kings? Their lifestyle exists in a realm so far removed from ordinary existence that it becomes almost impossible to comprehend. Their small purchases exceed what most people earn in lifetimes. Their modest properties dwarf most luxury hotels. Their simple travel arrangements require coordination rivaling military operations. Yet perhaps the most remarkable aspect isn't the wealth itself, but how effortlessly they wield it. For them, billion-dollar decisions are routine. Acquiring priceless art is Tuesday. Commissioning custom aircraft is just another item on the agenda. This isn't excess for its own sake. It's the natural expression of power accumulated over generations and wielded with absolute confidence. If you had almost unlimited wealth like them, would you choose to live in a gilded palace, cruise on a super yacht, or command a private jet fleet? The question itself reveals the chasm between their world and ours. For these monarchs, the answer isn't or, but and. They don't choose between luxuries. They accumulate them all, creating lives that redefine what human beings can achieve when resources become essentially unlimited.